My name is Teddy. I'm a 25-year-old money coach, and these are the top 10 money lessons I wish I knew sooner. Number one, cars are the easiest way to lose a lot of money. And now whether you're buying a car new or financing it or even buying used cars, cars can be such a money suck. When it comes to buying a new car, they depreciate in value very quickly. Probably within the first 4 to 5 years, it's about half the value of when you bought it. So if you're buying a new car, chances are you're probably already underwater on your loan. Not only that, when you buy newer cars and nicer cars, you want to protect that. And so you get better insurance, and then that gets much more expensive. And also keeping up with looks, the washes, the detailing, that costs a lot of money. So the car I'm driving now is a 2013 Toyota Camry, and it is a freaking tank. It was $8,000 on Facebook Marketplace at 142,000 miles. But this car will drive until 250, 300,000 miles. And if I wreck it, I don't have to worry about replacing a $20,000, $30,000 car. I only have to replace a $4,000 to $5,000 car. The piece with driving an ugly car like this is that I don't worry if it gets scratched, bumped, whatever. I don't even really have to fix it as long as it drives just fine. So cars, huge waste of money if you're not careful. But on to number two. Money lesson number two, don't keep up with the Joneses. Here's the truth. Nobody actually cares what you do with your life. The whole idea of keeping up with the Joneses is a facade. We see everyone's highlight reels on Instagram, Facebook. In reality, life is not a bunch of highlight reels. You're gonna have those boring days. If you're trying to live your life impressing other people, whether it's your coworkers, your friends, your boss, your family, that's just gonna be an empty chase. They're not the ones that experience the debt and the stress that comes with those payments coming out. So just focus on you, whatever works best for you financially, and that's what's most important. Money lesson number three, debt equals risk and savings equal security. And now, some people will say that there are such things as good debt and bad debt, but really I think debt exists on a spectrum. Is how much debt do you have? When it comes to taking on debt, whether it's a house or credit cards or payday loans, the interest rates and just the size of your debt is what risk you're taking on. So when it comes to savings, having a fat stack of cash in your bank account, it feels peaceful, because whether it's even $1,000 that can cover a broken heater, your tire blows out, or if it's 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up, think about the kind of peace you can have. And that leads into money lesson number four. The goal isn't to be rich. It's to have a rich life, which is full of peace and contentment. So here's the thing about money. Money is just a tool. And whenever we think that having more money means we're successful, that's where we get in this trap. The ultimate goal isn't to feel good about what's in our bank account. Really, that number in our bank account gives us the freedom to choose. It gives us the ability to leave the work we don't like. You can start the business. You can go on the trip. And that's what we care about. Spend on the things that you value and that you prioritize in life, like your relationships, self-development, fitness, and stop wasting your money on the things that don't add value, like that late night going out to eat or that impulsive spend at whatever store you go to. Sometimes just a red and white store. So how do you create that path to this rich life? And that leads into money lesson number five. Building wealth is not complicated. It's actually really simple. But don't confuse simple with easy. So the wealth equation looks like this. Here's how much money you need to make. Here's how much money you need to spend. And then this difference between what you make and what you spend, you put it in savings, you put it in investing. So what that looks like, if you're making $40,000 a year, figure out how to spend 25. If you're making $400,000 a year, hopefully you're only spending like 100, 150, but as long as you have a good chunk of margin to set into savings, set into investing, that's a simple way to build wealth. Here's the thing, it's not that we don't know how to put money aside, it's that we don't realize we're not doing it. It looks like this. We get our big boy, big girl job. We're paying for all our adulting expenses. And then another expense comes up. Subscriptions, we add new payments, but then we don't check our bank account, or at least what we're spending. We just see, oh, I have $2,000 in my bank account. I think that's enough to cover the next bill. And then it doesn't. And then something else comes up, you get a credit card, and you have credit card debt, and you have personal loans. You think, how did I get here? So the moral of this is that you don't need these fancy income strategies and side hustles to build wealth. You just have to have a structured plan to actually set the money aside so you're not wasting it, so you're not spending more than you make. So long story short, the biggest barrier to our own financial success is us, is this person in the mirror. And that goes into money lesson number 6. You need to have focused intensity. And what that looks like is we tell ourselves we're great at multitasking, that I can do 5 different things at the same time because I'm just so productive. I'm so great at multitasking. But that's a total lie. In fact, we can only really focus on maybe 2 or 3 goals at a time. And so when it comes to your money, you need to focus on those 1 or 2 goals at a time, whether it's paying off a single credit card, building up savings, or really chunking money aside for a house. It's like you're filling up 10 different cups at the same time. How do you know how long it takes to get those cups full? Just dump all your effort into the one cup. And once you have that done, move on to the next cup. Focus on that one goal at a time so that you can experience those wins, make the breakthroughs, and then move on to the next level. So sometimes we think it takes huge changes to really enjoy our money and create this financial freedom that we're looking for. But in actuality, it comes with the little steps, which lead us into number 7. The small no's today equals the big yes for tomorrow. I hear this all the time. It's like, Teddy, why would I give up my Starbucks to just $5? I enjoy eating out. It's just $10, $15. Those things add up over time. But every time you say no to a purchase is money saved. It's coins in the bank, or I guess almonds in the jar. If you save $80, $85 a month, that's like $1,000 a year. Whether it's subscriptions, gym memberships you don't use, or whatever, it starts to add up. And maybe when you're buying a car and you buy it used, you get a big chunk of savings. Maybe you shop your car insurance and you get another $300, $400 saved. And then over time, those little savings, they add up. Now, you may not feel it in the moment when you're, avoiding Target and things like that, but as you keep this going and just incorporate these little savings in your life over time, then you see you have a bunch of cash. Sometimes this looks like setting aside $100 or $150 a paycheck. Maybe it really is splitting the bill when you're on a date. But in order to create the lifestyle that you want while achieving your financial goals, it's the little changes that fill your cup, that help you change your life. Now, what would feel better? A savings of $10,000 or all those times you went out to Chipotle? So going into number 8, we believe this lie that ignorance is bliss. If we're not looking at our bank account, if we're not looking at our money problems, that things will just be better. But that is definitely not the case. Let's be honest. If you're feeling any type of financial stress, of course it's gonna hurt when you look at your bank account. Of course, you don't wanna see what you're actually spending. I was talking with a friend the other day and I challenged them to look at their subscriptions and they had $250 a month in subscriptions. Y'all, that's like $3,000 a year. It's kind of like a bucket of water and we're poking holes in it and we don't realize how much money is leaking out. But if we're not addressing these issues, if we're just ignoring them, then that's why we don't have as much water left in the bucket. Now, we're all wasting money. We all make stupid mistakes when it comes to our personal finances, but one of the biggest lessons I learned through making those mistakes, which leads us into number 9, money shame thrives in isolation. I see this money shame thing really become an issue when we're looking at how other people are living their lives. Everyone else has a nice car, everyone else has a vacation, they have the nice family, they have the big house. We can't help but feel ashamed of how we are with our life. And when it comes to shame, you're only able to address this when you're able to share it with someone else. And sharing that information does 2 powerful things. 1, it opens you up for support. And 2, it keeps you accountable. Now, when it comes to being good with money, it's actually not about knowing everything and being perfect. This one lesson really helped me change my finances, change my business, and ultimately change my life and my confidence in all the decisions that I make. And that is lesson number 10. Knowledge only does so much. Real life change comes with uncomfortable action. So I want to share with you a story. In high school, they bring these motivational speakers to our campus, but we're all checked out until he whips out this $100 bill. Actually, I have some fake money here. Let's use some fake money. So he holds up this $100 bill. He said, "Who wants this money?" Every single person in that gym raised their hand. started yelling. Some people started standing up. Everything changed when this one teenager got out of his seat and took the money out of his hand. And the lesson with this was that in life, you're gonna have those $100 opportunities to make more money, save money, and we can just sit here wanting. I want the nice job. I want the nice house. I want the good car. But wanting is not enough. In order to get what you want in life, you have to risk doing something different, doing something that maybe your friends will judge you for. And that's when I realized when I implemented that in my life, I posted the first YouTube video. And now I get to do this stuff for fun. Now I get to make YouTube videos, hopefully to help you change your life. And if you're interested in checking out a workshop I did about breaking through the toxic money stress cycle, go ahead and click, I'll put it here. Go ahead and click here, and I'll see you there.